Hey, what's up guys? DRC3 here. Today we are going to be doing the Joined Forces uh, Fighting Legend Vegeta event. You can see here a couple of my different units. Just kind of went through them real quick to show you their hidden potential, where I have them at. A couple I have 100%, 79%, 55%, okay. And then the friend, who is also 100%. Joined Forces, I will say, for the Fighting Legend Vegeta event was probably one of my easier runs. So if you like this team, it'd be a good idea to use it, especially if you have these units. You could always sub in other units. You don't have to have all LRs like this. In this case, the LRs are just very, very good. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep one Kale and Khalifa on each rotation because they do stack defense. And then the newly easy aid Goku and Frieza also hit quite hard. This is a little different from my previous videos because this is all screen recorded compared to the past where I have done it live. Additionals are crazy for these guys. And then even though they have a type advantage, I do think they hit pretty hard here if I remember right. Ah, okay, no. If they get that crit though, they would have hit really, really hard. And we should be able to one-phase him here, yep. And you'll have to forgive me, I don't remember every little detail about what happened here. I did do like 4 different teams, 4 different runs back to back to back. And so you will see a couple more of these videos coming out after this one. This is just the first run I did. These guys also hit really hard. I do have them 100% hidden potential. They don't have a very good defense, slot 1 though, so I probably won't be keeping them in slot 1, as you'll see. I just wanted this Vegeta, Goku, and Vegeta to take the brunt of the attacks here, because they have type advantage. And you can see the additionals just powering us through this event. You'll notice that a lot all the way throughout this event from the Joined Forces team, all the additionals that just come into place to help us get this dub. Alright, and he's going to super attack there, not a big deal, you know. So Goku and Vegeta raised defense on each attack for 1 turn because they got 3 attacks there. They tanked it for only 835 damage. And I do like that Gohan and Goten, really underrated by a lot of people, but their additional supers, very useful. Like I said, we're going to keep the Kale and Khalifa in the front so they can stack their defense. And we should end this phase either on them or on the Goku and Frieza, just depends. But with their additionals, they should end it. Yeah, we didn't even need an additional. And my Kale and Khalifa are 100%. This Friends is 100%. For a lot of this harder content, end game content, unfortunately, a lot of your characters do have to be 100%. And that was just showing you guys once again that it does stack defense indefinitely. It doesn't say for 1 turn, for 3 turns, or whatever. Still to this day, even though they're aging, really amazing unit. Even with type disadvantage, they hit that crit, did a lot of damage. And just remember, every super attack they're getting, they're stacking defense, so I'm not too worried. Even if we take 100,000 damage or whatever, we'll be okay. I do believe this Goku and Vegeta stack for 1 turn. So as long as they get an attack or two off, it'll be fine even if he supers here. Which he did not. And everybody just raves about this unit. Really, really good unit. Didn't get in any additionals that time. We'll see how much they tank with just one super attack, so they don't tank as well, as you can see, with just one super attack. And I kept that, even though they're at a type disadvantage, Kale and Khalifa in the front, just to make sure before we end this phase of Vegeta, we get their stacking. It was worth the risk. Okay, now you see Goku and Gogeta's active skill. We do not want to use that yet. They will be able to give us the ability to foresee an enemy super attack, same with the Vegeta, but we want to save that until later. And then I put the Gogeta at the end because you see Super Vegeta here is going to put all his attacks right there at the end for some reason. I think that happens a few times throughout this, and it's just like, why? Why? Should be able to make pretty good numbers here, yep. Going against the strength. The additionals we like to see. So once again, they've raised their defense. If he super attacks here, we'd be fine. Of course, he doesn't. This is where it gets kind of risky, having these two take any attacks from a strength enemy. But he does only have one attack here, so he's probably not going to super attack in the middle. We take our chances. And then hopefully these guys finish them off before we take any of those attacks there at the end. So once again, the Kale and Khalifa just really shining in this event. Okay, and you can see how much these additionals really pay off. Nowadays, when you're playing Dokkan, if you have the chance to put in additionals, if they have an effect that already says they have crits or they have evasion, you want to put the other stuff into additionals. Additionals are so helpful. And you can see how fast this run is going. This is definitely one of the faster runs, one of the faster teams. I did do this my very first try with this team. I can't say that for everything else like Mastered Evolution or definitely not Other World Warriors. That one took a minute. They also have a chance to evade, stack defense, you know, just crazy LR. Really good. Even 55% without all the hidden potential activated, they will be very useful in this event. You kind of need them too because they are the joined forces leader if you're going to run a joined forces team. You could always run an alternative team where you kind of put something together to make it work. Okay, and we did let them take the brunt of the attacks. We didn't get a super attack here, so I was getting kind of nervous. I'm like, oh man, is he going to super attack with this last attack right here? We're going to be screwed. And you can see even with type disadvantage when they get that crit, pretty big damage. And we were okay. Did take 43,000 just from a slap though, so we've got to be careful. Okay, once again, we're going to keep the Kale and Khalifa in front. We're also going to keep the Fizz Blue Boys in the middle because they do have type advantage. And then type disadvantage, we're going to put them at the end and hope he doesn't super attack us at the end. So, because he didn't super attack us last turn, you typically are going to figure that he's going to super attack you at the beginning of the next turn, which is fine. 188,000, you can see how much damage that was, but if you notice my bar at the bottom, I am one turn away from a Dokkan attack to heal that up, so I will be fine. And it's no items used so far. And them just stacking, doing their thing. Now it does make you a bit nervous when you've taken that much damage and you have a TEQ guy at the end, and you got type disadvantage coming up. So you want as much damage done here as possible. We're hoping for the additionals. We could literally finish this Vegeta off with additionals from the Lou Boys. I don't remember. Let's see if we get them. Okay, and we're 1 bar away. We did not get that last additional. And unless these guys crit, it's not going to happen. Okay. So you can see, like I said, we are 1 turn away from the Dokkan battle attack. Sorry, you can hear my Discord kind of popping up in the background here. We're going to get this Dokkan attack. We're going to finish him off. We still had 100k health. We were fine. But you can see we made it all the way to the Super Saiyan God Vegeta without using any items. We have 2 phases left. This is definitely, probably, if you were going for a no item run, one of the teams that you could definitely get this no item run done with pretty easily in comparison to others. Okay, and we just had the Strength Vegeta come back into rotation. Very useful. Raises his attack and defense for 1 turn. And then his active skill we're going to use right here. Transform him. It's going to let us foresee super attacks for 10 turns. The 10 turns is just phenomenal in comparison to the TEQ Gogeta, who only gives us 5 turns. And the counters, just all around, the Super Vegeta is better. No debate. I love both units, but he's just better. They dodged. Let's see what type of damage he does here. Okay. Remember, these are the end phases, so not quite as much damage as we were hoping for, and it's kind of crazy that he still gets hit for 14,000 with the type advantage, so we have to be really careful in the final phase where we are going against an agile type enemy. Okay, but all those counters put in numbers for us. Okay, and the additionals, I'm telling you, saved my butt in this one. This team is phenomenal when it comes to additionals. So many units, the counters, the additionals, all of them. That is the whole idea behind this build, behind this team. We can see he's launching a super attack there in the middle. So I have to make a call. I have to decide which unit I'm going to put there to block that. And I decide to take the hit. Goku and Frieza don't tank very well before they've super attacked. That's fine. And we're going to get the 24 key super attack there, and we just have to take the 12 key super attack with Gohan and Goten. You can see we got stopped there for 135k. Whew. Now, still trying not to use too many items at this point. I haven't used any items. Still getting slapped for 16k, but a lot better than 130k. You can see the difference between having super attacked and raising that defense and not having super attacked. Okay, additionals. Anytime we can get that additional, I am happy to have it to raise our defense, especially with the super attack coming up. And he dodges, and we dodge right back. Ah, but guess which one we don't dodge? Oh, Dokkan. It's all good though, only 86,000, it's not bad. By the time we get to the final phase of Vegeta, we should have those numbers down into the double digits hopefully. You can see they're still getting slapped for 59,000. It's right here where I get a little scared and I'm like, oh no. I went and checked Gogeta's active skill again because I wasn't sure how their fusion worked. But their fusion works when they have under or over 70% health, I believe, and they reduce damage received by 30% for the enemy super attacks and heal for 30% when you activate their active skill. So here I'm going to use that heal, and then I think I use their active skill here just to give me a little more health to top it off. And then I know I'm going to end it this phase, so I will have at least the next 4 turns after this turn where I'm able to foresee enemy super attacks on the final phase. And I keep Gogeta in slot 2 because I do want to get Vegito rotated off because he is at a type disadvantage, and you saw him get, you saw how bad these units get slapped with type disadvantage in these final stages. Vegito is kind of a risky move at the end. Like even with type advantage, he was getting slapped around. You can see I'm a little nervous that we're not going to finish him off for whatever reason, and that we're going to take that super attack even with type advantage. We're getting slapped pretty hard. But we are fine, and with that additional, kind of assures us that we're going to be okay. And we're on to the final phase of the Fighting Legend Vegeta event for Join Forces. Of course, I see the super attack there. It's so helpful. It's just a matter of putting the things where we want them at this point, making sure we are prepared. We're going to let Goku and Vegeta do their thing in the second slot. And we're going to pop a Whis just for assurance. But realistically, you could definitely do this entire team, this entire category, with no items. So we should take double digits, especially with the Whis activated. Kale and Khalifa might have done double digits on their own. It's hard to say. I'm not sure exactly how much defense you need, 600,000 or whatever, to be able to turn it into double digit damage. Yeah, you dodged, well I got more additionals. What's up, blue boy? Just one of the weirdest things about the anime to me, just two Super Saiyan 2s taking on Super Saiyan God. Meanwhile, when Goku and Vegeta in the anime take on Beerus, who's, you know, slightly above Super Saiyan God level, they can't even touch him. But these Super Saiyan 2s, you know, keeping up with Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan. Just so weird in the anime. Alright, and we got 2 TEQs in this rotation. We're still going to keep the Kale and Khalifa in front of that super attack. because this Gogeta, fair warning, will still get slapped pretty freaking hard if you don't have the Whis. And I wanted to try and get both Ultimate Supers, which we did. And after this turn, our first Whis will wear off. Just additional after additional after additional after additional. You can see just how valuable these guys are. Okay, and we're going to do it again for double digits, I do believe. Yep. I guess that's triple, technically 120. Still nothing. And even though he has type advantage and SA20, you can see he did not do a ton. I think this Gohan and Goten actually do more with just their additional, super attack. Gohan and Goten do actually tank okay. They raise their defense a good amount. Alright, and it's right here where I gotta think some things through. We do, I believe, still have a Whis left. So we're gonna pop that Whis. And we want to keep the Kale and Khalifa on rotation at all costs in case we don't kill him in the next 2 turns. And we come back to this rotation. We do need a tank there just in case. And unfortunately, we have to keep this Vegeta on rotation, which is scary in and of itself. You saw him just get slapped for 55,000, 54,000. He does raise his defense a little bit, though, so reduce that next hit to 24. It's one thing about these events, you can't look away, do something else while you're playing them. You have to pay attention. Have to know how to do your rotations. If you don't know what rotations are, you can always Google it, look it up on the wiki, Reddit. There's lots of places that explain it. Other YouTubers explain it. If you're new to the game, rotations won't really matter to you too much until you get into the late game content like Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, the Fighting Legend events. Okay, and let's see how much these guys do right here. Oh, and if that was a crit, that would have been amazing from them. Post EZA, Goku and Frieza are 100% on this team. I really, really like them. I looked at their defense right there, said, they're good, we're fine. And at this point, we all but have this locked up and finished. Just let Kale and Khalifa do their thing. And their additionals end it. We don't even need to get to the Gogeta. You can see how they are the staple of this team. Make sure you have them max SA'd, max in potential for what you can do. They will be the MVPs of this team. So useful. You can see here it's taking a minute to load. I'm like, And you can see there, mission complete for the Joined Forces team. Took us 23 minutes and 45 seconds. That's probably one of the faster runs. I think the rest are around 27, 28, 25 minutes. So about a 2-minute differential, I think, on the fastest time. Anyways, that was the Fighting Legend Vegeta event with the Join Forces team. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.